Tanya. How are you?
Hi, ma'am. I'm good. Hi, sir.
Shall we start?
Yes, sure.
So yeah, tell me about yourself.
My name is Tanya Agarwal. I'm 25 years old. I completed my BCom from Jain University, Bangalore. Throughout my studies and my school and college, I've been a part of a lot of clubs and committees, be it in the Commerce Forum or sports activities. I've also been an active pursuant of a chartered accountancy course, and I have completed my 3 years of articleship at Ernst& Young, Bangalore, from the year 2018 to 2021. I have been involved in a lot of statutory audits and tax audits for multiple clients, and I've also single-handedly audited 2 clients. I've also been given the award for recognizing my efforts in one of the audits that was done in 2020. Apart from that, coming to my hobbies, I love dancing. It's something that I do as a passion. Although I'm not professionally trained, I dance when I'm happy, when I'm sad. It's just something that is a stress reliever for me. I'm also an international throwball player. I have represented India in the under-19 throwball tournament that was against Sri Lanka in the year 2013. So that's about it.
So, Tanya, you have a brilliant profile. You worked at EY. So, why do you want to pursue MBA?
So, ma'am, like I mentioned, I have cleared the second level of chartered accountancy. When it came to the final exam, I gave 2 attempts and I was unable to clear it. So, at that point of time, I sort of took a pause and introspected, and I realized that either it was between taking a pause on CA or putting a pause on my career as a whole. And then when I evaluated my options, I realized that by doing MBA also, I could sort of reach my goal of pursuing a career in finance, which is why I decided to put a hold on CA and pursue MBA.
So, are you sure that you won't continue your career in CA, or will it be just MBA, or do you want to pursue both in the long run?
Ma'am, now CA is on hold completely. Maybe a couple of years down the line, I will think about it again. But as of now, there's no plan.
Okay, Tanya, since you are from commerce background and you told that you're interested in finance, do you have any role or domain of interest that you want to work in?
So, sir, depending on what I've worked on and what I've sort of studied, capital budgeting and corporate finance kind of interests me a lot. But apart from that, I would definitely want to explore more fields and finance while pursuing the MBA curriculum, and then decide what I exactly want to get.
Okay. So, can you mention the 3 statements in accounting, a brief idea about them?
Sure, ma'am. So the 3 statements are balance sheet, statement of profit and loss, and the cash flow statement. The balance sheet gives us an idea of the account balances at the end of the year or as on a particular date. The profit and loss account gives us the numbers or the transactions that have taken place during a period. And the cash flow statement tells us about the cash transactions that have taken place in the company during a particular financial year.
Okay. So, can you mention at least 2 to 3 financial ratios, the important financial ratios?
Sure, ma'am. So one of the most important financial ratios is the liquidity ratio, which is the current ratio, wherein you evaluate your current assets and current liabilities. The second one is your return on investment, which is your profitability ratio. And the third could be your solvency ratio, which is your debt to equity ratio.
Okay.
Yeah, since you have told that you worked in audit and compliance, can you explain in layman term what audit exactly is?
So, when a company prepares financial statements, it's to sort of serve a larger audience, a larger purpose, and there are a lot of stakeholders involved in a company. So, to ensure that those stakeholders' interest is protected and there is no harm to the society in general when it comes to their investments and wealth, we as auditors sort of keep a check on these companies to make sure that the financial statements that they prepared are correct and free from material misstatements and are in compliance with the audit and accounting guidelines that are prescribed by the law.
Okay, so while working, you have almost 3 years of experience in audit and compliance and tax as well. And have you found out any lack or any discrepancy in the way things are working? Would you like to improve something in the audit system itself?
So I would, there's one thing that I feel should be improved, which is the way we audit, big clients. When I say big clients, I mean, clients who have like a huge turnover. So it's impossible to sort of audit or verify the 100% of the transactions. There is a limitation even from the auditor's side there. So we generally tend to pick samples and then just check the samples, and based on that, we give the company a green signal then. But there are a lot of times there could be a possibility that one of the transactions which were actually incorrect or which actually had a problem has been missed out because it was not chosen in the sample. So I think this is a major drawback which I would definitely want to see improving.
Okay. So Tanya, can you mention your strengths and weaknesses?
Ma'am, one of my major strengths is time management. So I was doing my BCom, my articleship, my CA coaching, as well as my CA self-study all at the same time for about 2 years. And I have been efficient in doing all of them with my 100% dedication and hard work. So I think time management is one. The other one is that I'm a team player. I sort of have this positive vibe about myself, and I'm very approachable, which I think is a very important quality to have when you're working in a team, because you don't only have to lead, but you have to make sure that your peers are comfortable with working with you. When it comes to my weakness, I feel one area of improvement is my inability to sort of prioritize at times, because I'm passionate about a lot of things. I take those tasks upon myself, and then I sort of struggle with completing those tasks within the deadline.
Have you heard about any news recently about startups or their valuation?
Sir, I'm not very sure of that. But I think the latest news that I've heard is about Zepto becoming the latest unicorn in India. I think that's one.
What are your views on unicorns and startup valuation in general?
So although I'm not very sure about it because I have to read a bit more, but I feel that when it comes to startup valuation, the investors usually focus on the top line, which sort of pushes the entrepreneurs to to sort of increase their revenue numbers without focusing on their operational efficiency, the bottom line numbers, their PAT and gross margin. So I think that's one a drawback when I see when you talk about startup valuation.
So Tanya, have you read about the latest budget? If so, can you give us some highlights of the budget?
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I've actually not read about it yet.
Okay, so I think that's it for us. So do you have any questions for us?
Ma'am, just one question. How does a day go about in IIM Visakhapatnam? Like a general day for a student?
I think that would be much better answered if you asked from a student.
Yeah.
But in general, usually classes are in the morning, and then some assignments for the next day class readings. So the whole methodology of studying in IIMs is based on case studies. We give out case studies as pre-reading before the class. You read the case study and come to the class, and then a group discussion kind of environment is there in the class itself. So it's like that.
Yeah, so the day would be definitely very hectic, especially in your first year. So, but I believe you have experience in EY and you're good at time management. So I don't think it will be a big issue for you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So let's discuss some areas of improvements. So one of the suggestions I have for the candidate is the tone of the speech. I think the candidate should work on reducing the speed so that the interviewer can catch up.
Yeah, and I think one major area of improvement needs to be the awareness about the latest news, maybe the budget or the stock market. I think there the candidate could improve.
And also regarding the key budget highlights asked, so the candidate was not at all prepared. And budget is a very basic general knowledge which every MBA student should know about. So the candidate should be completely aware about the budget highlights.
Apart from that, the last question for if the candidate has any questions for the interviewer, I think it should be framed in a better manner, because it's your opportunity to sort of clarify any doubts that you have. So you could frame that question in a better way and ask that.
All the best.